Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to import the required library and set up the environment for our river turbidity analysis for our research grade workflow. So now let's get started. And here you can able to see here in our table of contents section here, we have our study area boundary, and this particular study area is selected for a specific river here. You can able to see we're going to analyze the river turbidity in this area. Further selected this particular study region, and here you can able to see from this base image here, which is this the river Yamuna here. You can able to see. So in our first step to import the required library and set up the environment, first we're going to navigate this option called analysis. And once you navigate to this option, in that we're going to specifically navigate this option called Python, and you're going to select this arrow button. And in that, I'm going to select this option called Python Notebook. So we're going to click this option called Python Notebook. So once you click this option, we have our new notebook, Python notebook is open here. So our first step is to import our required library. So I'm going to select a new cell here. So I'm going to click this option called insert new insert a cell below. And here we're going to import the required libraries for our analysis here. So as the first step, first we're going to import the ArcPython here. So to do that, I'm going to mention is import ArcPython. So this ArcPython library loads the S-Series ArcPython library. So this Python gives you an access to almost all geoprocessing tools in ArcGIS Pro. For example, the buffer, clips, raster, the math, the conversion tools. So without this library, you cannot use the ArcPython functions here. So our entire analysis depends on masking, index calculation, and saving raster, which depends upon this particular library called ArcPython. And the next library is we're going to import is the operating system, that is OS. So we're going to mention is import OS here. So the import OS which loads the Python built-in OS, that is operating system module. So it provides the functions for interacting with the file systems, creating a folder, and joining a path, checking if the file exists. And this particular one is kind of very useful, we will build in a file path dynamically and create an output directories. So OS makes this cross-platform very useful. And followed by we're going to mention is from ArcPython. So we're going to mention from ArcPython dot Spatial Analyst, that is SA. And here we're going to mention is import. And followed by we're going to mention is star here. So we're going to mention the star. So SA, which contains raster specific tools, which is a spatial analysis tool, for example, extract by mask, and followed by the star, which means you can call the extract by mask instead of using arcpython.sa.extract by mask. So followed by next, we're going to import our pandas here. Similarly, I'm going to mention is import pandas as PD. So the import pandas as PD loads the pandas library, so which is commonly used for data tables and data frames. And the panda libraries is kind of very useful for reading the CSV tables. For example, the band metadata, the field measurements for validations, or exporting the summary statistics to a table. In general, the pandas is used to handle the tabular outputs or the time series analysis later used. And the next is we're going to mention is from the date time here, and followed by we're going to mention is import date time. So from the datetime import datetime, which imports the datetime class from the Python built-in datetime module. So it allows you to work with the dates and time. Example, to get the current date for the log files, or parse acquisition dates for the acquisition dates from the Sentinel-2 imagery. And this is particularly useful if you process multiple dates. You may want to a timestamp output, or calculate the time difference between the acquisition. So in that case, it is very useful. So the next step is we're going to override the output and set the workspace. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to mention again ArcPython here. So ArcPython dot environment, which is env, followed by, we're going to mention dot workspace. So let me mention as the workspace, which is equals to R, and I'm going to mention the double quotes here. Let me mention as R here, and followed by a double quotes. So the arcpython.env environment.workspace is an environment setting that defines the default folder or geodatabase for input output, and followed by the R before. So R here. So the R which is the raw string, and followed by we're gonna mention the path for our workspace here. For example, let me open my file manager. So here I'm gonna set this particular folder as my workspace here. So I'm gonna click this folder, and here I'm gonna navigate to this option here, and I'm gonna copy this path, the file path here. So I'm gonna copy this, and again and get back to ArcGIS Pro here, and here I'm gonna paste my the folder path here. Let me paste my folder path. So this is my folder path here. You can able to see. And at last, you're gonna mention the double quotes here. So this gonna represent the workspace for our analysis. So basically, it's gonna take data from this folder, as well as all the data will be the output data will be available in this folder. So you can able to see the file path here. That is our folder path, and followed by here, we're gonna specify the Python here. So ArcPython dot environment, again I'm gonna specify environment dot overwrite. So I'm gonna mention is overwrite. So let me mention as overwrite, and followed by the output. So let me mention as an output here, which is equals to true. So here the arcpython.environment.overwrite output controls whether the existing files can be overwritten automatically. So which is equals to true. So true means if the tool tries to create a file, for example, you can consider ndwy.tif file that already exists. It will be replace it without asking. So why we needed this particular line of code? So during a script development, you often rerun the same code. Without this, you get an error like the output already exists, and have to manually delete the file each time. To avoid that, we are using this specific line of code here. And now we have set up the environment. So the next step is to check out the Spatial Analyst extension tool is available, which is required for raster algebra. So for that, so what we're gonna do is, again I'm gonna mention is ArcPython here, ArcPython dot. So we're gonna mention check out the extension. And here we're gonna mention is the as a spatial here. So right now I have mentioned a spatial, and again specify the double quotes. And now let us run this code. So for example here, let me explain this line of code. So ArcPython dot checkout extension. So spatial, which activates the Spatial Analyst extension for the current session. So ArcGIS Pro extensions like the Spatial Analyst, Network Analyst, and 3D Analyst requires a valid license. So this line borrows a license from your license manager. So it is very useful to without checking out the extension, any raster operations, for example, extract by mask or the raster algebra will fail with license error. So now let us run this analysis. So first it's going to import the required libraries, and followed by it's going to set up the workspace, and last to check out our Spatial Analyst extension. So I'm going to click this option called run this cell. So I'm going to click this. And right now we have our result is checked out, which means we have our valid Spatial Analyst extension is available. So we are good to proceed further. So in this video, I have shown you how to import the required libraries and set up the workspace. And last, to see the valid Spatial Analyst tool extension is available. So the next video, I'm going to show you how to define the input path to import your study area boundary shapefile and sentinel to a imagery in our Python environment. So thanks for watching, and make sure that you subscribe to our channel and give us a like.